Hey, my name is Alex, and this is lesson 8 for 7th grade math. Okay, so for this first part of the worksheet, they want you to find each product, and just to refresh, FOIL is what you should use. Makes it pretty simple. So it's just first, outside, inside, last. Right, so for number 1, do first. So 2n times 4n is just 8n squared. And then do the outside terms. So 2n times 1, that's just 2n. Inside terms, 3 times 4n, that's just 12n. And then the outside terms, 3 times 1, that's just 3. So your answer is 8n squared plus 14n plus 3. Okay. Okay, for this next part, I just want you to solve for the equation. So for number 1, you're just solving for x. So try to isolate the x. So add x on both sides. Comes out to 2x plus 3 equals 4. Subtract 3 on both sides, just to get the x on its own. So 2x equals 1. Divide both sides by 2, and you get x equals 1/2. Okay. Okay, so for this next part, they want you to simplify the exponent expression. So here you just have to know a couple of rules. If you don't already have a list, or if you don't know them, you could just search them on the internet. Just search up like exponent rules or exponent operations, and it'll probably just come up. And there's quite a few that you need to know, but it's pretty simple, and you just practice and you get the hang of it. So the first one is pretty simple. Okay, so if you have the same bases, right? If you have the same bases and you're multiplying them, then you could just write the base, the same base that you had before, but then just add the exponents together. Okay, so for example, here number 1, this is 3 squared times 3 to the power of 6. Okay, and since it's the same bases, 3, you could just add the 2 and 6. So be 3 to the power of 2 plus 6. And that's just 3 to the power of 8. Okay, and just be careful. It has to be the same base. Um, we could do number 5. This one, it's just 2 times x cubed to the power of 2 times x to the power of 4. So to do this problem, you need to know this, but you also need to know one more. And it looks like this. So it's not that bad. If you have an exponent and you're raising it to the power of something like y, then you just multiply these two exponents together. Okay, so for number 5 here, you're squaring this whole quantity. Right? You're not squaring only the x cubed, which means you're also squaring the 2. So it will be 2 squared times x to the power of 3 times 2. And then you multiply that by x to the power of 4. Now 2 to the power of 2 is just 4 times x. 3 times 2 is 6, so 4x to the power of 6 times x to the power of 4. Okay, so this might look a little different than here because you have the 4 in front of this first term, but just keep in mind it's still the same base. So you could use this like we did in number 1 because it's the same base of x, which means it's 4 times x to the power of 10. because it's 6 plus 4. Okay, so yeah, just you need to learn like these rules. There's a few more. Just search them up or yeah, just get a list. Okay, so this next problem, which expression is equivalent to negative 9 to the power of 6? Um, I'll write the rules again. So to do this problem, it's what we just did before, but in reverse. So for number 1, let's look at the answer choices. Answer choice A is negative 9 squared times negative 9 cubed. It's this. So we're trying to find an answer that simplifies to this right here. Okay, and this is a kind of a trick answer choice because we all know that 2 times 3 equals 6. But here, since you're just multiplying two terms that have the same base, it's just going to be adding the exponent, which means it's just going to be negative 9 to the power of 5, which is not what we're looking for. So it's not A. For B, it is negative 9 times negative 9 to the power of 5. And even though it's not written, it's negative 9 to the power of 1 because that's just negative 9. And just like before, since you're multiplying these two, you're adding the exponents, which means that this simplifies into negative 9 to the power of 6, which is what we're looking for. So our answer for this question is B.